Namaste, Jairam Krishna. Sit comfortably. Keep your hands in Dhyan Mudra, joining of your index and thumb fingers. Keep them on the above of your knees, palms facing to the roof. Simply observe your body and mind. Try to calm down your mind. Watch your thoughts. Now breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply. Concentrate on your breath. Now let us chant Omkara. Va 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 Now keep your hands in Namaskar Mudra. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Ravi palms. Keep your palms on eyes. Today we are going to practice a simple breathing pranayama, which is Nadi Shuddhi pranayama. Same left hand in Dhyan Mudra. Keep your right hand in Nashikagra Mudra, joining fold of your index and middle finger and join index and middle finger. Close your right nostril with your right hand thumb. Then simply breathe out smoothly through your left nostril. Then same way, breathe in through your left nostril. Then close your left nostril. Open your right nostril. Close your left nostril with your ring finger. Then breathe out smoothly through your right nostril. Then breathe in through your right nostril. Then close your right nostril. So practice in this way. Close your one nostril with other nostril. Breathe out and in. Once you finished your breathe out in from your nostril, close that nostril and open other nostril. Breathe out and in. Practice with full concentration. Try to practice still more deep breathing and out. Try to increase your inhalation and exhalation duration. Now stop your practice. Sit quietly. Feel your body and mind after the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama purifies our whole body. Now feel your Anahata Chakra, the middle part of your chest. Feel your Atma Tattva at that Anahata Chakra sthana. Now have a deep breath in and out. Try to bring your concentration on the breath. 3 times long inhalation and long exhalation. Keep your hands in Namaskar Mudra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Rub your palms. Keep your palms on the eyes. Slowly open up. Namaste. Now we are going to have session by our Swami Adishanji Maharaj. Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you, our Anil Garu. Please repeat. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gananatva Ganapati Havamahe Kavin Kavina Mupamashavastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shunvannoti Visida Sadhanam Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat Om Namo Hiranyabahave Hiranyavarnaya Hiranyarupaya Hiranyapataye Ambikapataya Umapataye Pashupataye Namo Namaha Hratagam Satyam परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षम् विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ईशान सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपते ब्रह्मणोऽधिपते ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः ॐ नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः। भवे भवे नाति भवे भवस्वमां भवोद्भवाय नमः। वामदेवाय नमः ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्रेष्ठाय नमः रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः खलविकर्णाय नमो भलविकर्णाय नमो भलाय नमो भलप्रमथनाय नमः सर्वभूतगमनाय नमः मनोन्मनाय नमः Still some are there. Next class we will learn. Some bhajans we learn. One bhajan on Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Please repeat. Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Dharma Rakshaka Sorry Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Dharma Rakshaka Dharma Swarupa Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Sharada Sharada Manohara Shantidayaka Anandadayaka Paramahamsa Kali Priya Gadadhara Ramakrishna Bah, wonderful. Now our Subhashita teacher, emergency absent. I would have requested Padma Garu next week. Now, myself only I managed today. Oh, please repeat, Ji. Sorry. कर्तव्यमेव कर्तव्यम् कर्तव्यमेव कर्तव्यम् प्राणैकण्ठगतैरपि sorry प्राणैकण्ठगतैरपि अकर्तव्यं न कर्तव्यम् अकर्तव्यं न कर्तव्यम् प्राणैकण्ठगतैरपि प्राणैकण्ठगतैरपि Wonderful, Ji. Meaning, whatever be our duty, we should perform it even on the face of a grave danger to our life. Means, it shows we start well. Sometimes it is a journey. They call it progressive realization of a worthy goal. If you get that goal, you will get fulfillment, satisfaction. If you complete the task, you will get that satisfaction, fulfillment, etc. And it shows it is not easy. It is a journey. Journey means it takes time. In between, we will not face bright day. We may face cloudy day, winter day, summer, little obstacles, difficulties, etc. In spite of that, we have to complete that journey. We have to continue that journey. We have to put your work. We have to work hard. You have to put your efforts. You have to focus. And it is a normal thing. Or sometimes little mistakes, sometimes little failure. It is very normal. But giving up is not, you should not give up. You should bounce back. Whenever we have one great blessings, pencil we write, we can erase it, we can rewrite. So one day I could not do, tomorrow I can do. Next week I can do. From new habits, I can overcome my old habits. From new thoughts, positive thoughts, I can overcome my negative thoughts. So that stickability to journey, regularity, consistency, perseverance, commitment. It is your commitment. You have off-traveled. You started well. Even in spite if it lasts to you also, sometimes it may not profit to you also. You should complete it. It is challenge to your personality. You have to manifest. Strength is there. Patience is there. You have to manifest that patience. You have to manifest your strength. You have to manifest, you have to show your commitment. You have to show your stickability, regularity. And likewise, akartavyam na kartavyam. Some forbidden actions. Forbidden what we can say? Against law, against constitution, against your integrity. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukaya. It is against bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukaya. That we should not do. In spite of it is very pleasant also, we should not do that. So one more time we repeat, please repeat, keep that meaning in mind. Kartavyameva kartavyam. Kartavyameva kartavyam. Pranay khantagatairapi. Pranay khantagatairapi. Hakartavyam nakartavyam. Hakartavyam nakartavyam. Pranay khantagatairapi. Pranay khantagatairapi. Wonderful, Ji. Here, patience means is not that forbearance or waiting, etc. In spite of little difficulties, in spite of little obstacles, we should continue our journey. We should perform our duty. And they say duty for duty's sake, work for work's sake, nishkama karma. Just your engagement you can do to help others. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. Forbidden action, Swami Vivekananda says, anything makes you unhealthy, anything makes you unhappy, that reject as a poison. You should not do that. And same thing, anything makes others unhappy, anything makes other weak, anything makes other unhappy, unhealthy, that also we should not do. That is real tapas. That is your real strength. And wisdom is you should not promise. First of all, you should not promise. Once you promise, it is your commitment. In spite of little loss to you, personal loss, personal time waste, personal anything also, you should complete it because you are committed. So, in spite of little this also, that Subhashitakara they tell, danger to your life also should do like that, extreme that. G. So last one time we repeat. Please repeat. Kartavyameva kartavyam. Kartavyameva kartavyam. Pranay khantagatairapi. Pranay khantagatairapi. Hakartavyam nakartavyam. Hakartavyam nakartavyam. Pranay khantagatairapi. Pranay khantagatairapi. Wonderful, Ji. We are very much thankful to our Dr. Samir Tandon Ji. He is our next motivational speaker. As you know about him, his YouTube channel and all, he has wonderful. Please come. Pen drive? No, I'll just stop sharing.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Everybody please stand up. Stretch yourself. Bend forward. Get up. Be seated. Thank you. May God speak through me and may God listen through you. This is my it's my second talk in this youth forum. I feel extremely blessed and privileged to be here again, once again. Today, I'm going to talk about being a winner in life. Being a winner in life. First of all, a small question for the audience. Who wants to win? 1, 2, 3. You don't want to win? Who wants to lose? Nobody wants to lose. See, every step of our life, we want to win. Though we express it or not, that is our intention. For example, if we are appearing for an interview, do we want to fail? No, we want to win. If we are appearing for an examination, do we want to fail? No, we want to pass with distinction. And if a lady is cooking something, does she want to fail in cooking? No, she wants the item to be really, really tasty and good. So, and imagine you're traveling. Do you want to reach destination? Obviously, you don't want to meet with an accident while you're traveling. That is also a kind of winning. So we want to win at every step of our life. However, practically what you see is, imagine you are in a class, around 50 people. How many of them will get class first? Only one. What happened to the other 49 people? We don't know. Only one person won. And now the World Cup is going on. Out of all the 10 teams, 20 teams, how many teams are going to win, get first? Only one winner. Then what is happening to the other 9 teams? What is happening to the other 49 students in the class? Why is that one team, one person able to win? Because there is some difference. There is something special with them. Today, let me explain to you about 8 very important points or qualities that a winner requires. Because all of us, including me and people who are listening to this talk, we all want to win. Now, the main difference between a winner and a loser is a winner is able to do a lot of work in the given time, whereas a loser does only half of that work or 1/4 of that work. For example, if a winner is studying, even if he studies for 1 hour, he will be able to remember so much. But a loser, even if he studies for 2 hours, 3 hours, or 6 hours, he will not be able to remember so much. Why? Is it the defect of the mind? Or is it the defect in God's creation? No. The first quality of the winner is ability to concentrate. Other words, concentration, ekagrata. Winners know how to concentrate. Let me tell you a beautiful real life incident. We all know Swami Vivekananda, whom we adore so much, who is a role model to all of us. He was roaming on the streets of Chicago, USA. One day, he went past a river. At that river, about a dozen youth, American youth, they were practicing something called eggshell shooting. There is a rifle, there is a gun, and there will be a kind of shells made of plastic which can break. Those shells will be going on the river water, and they have to aim at the water, aim at the shell, and have to break them, shoot them with a gun. Swamiji was watching. The youth were trying one after another. After several attempts, they were unable to shoot them. Not even one shell was shot. And then one youth noticed Swamiji and called him. Swamiji, I see that you have been standing here and staring at us for a long time. Would you like to give a try to our eggshells? He said, yes. And Swami Vivekananda ji came forward, took the gun. He intently looked through the gun target. He started shooting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. 12 straight shots, 12 eggshells broken. Not once, continuously 12 shots and 12 eggshells broken. The youth were like dumbfounded. They were so surprised. They asked immediately, Swamiji, are you a professional? Where did you learn eggshell shooting? Then he said, no, dear friends, this is the first time I'm shooting with a gun. My God, we can't believe it. How is it that you are able to shoot 12 shells in 12 goes? Then Swamiji answered, you see, in our country, the students are taught how to concentrate. That was his answer in 1800s. But now, unfortunately, no school teaches anybody how to concentrate, right? That's why we struggle. Everybody tells us, do hard work, hard work. Okay, forget about hard work. What we need to do is smart work, not hard work. So we are not taught how to concentrate. And what is the technique to concentrate? We learned it at the beginning of the session, pranayama. Anil sir taught us how to do Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama today. That's a wonderful technique to improve our concentration. So practice Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama for 5 minutes and keep looking at a lamp, Jyoti, candlelight, 2 feet in front of you. Open your eyes, keep staring at it for 10 minutes. Let water come out of eyes. That improves concentration tremendously. Tremendously. And just I wanted to tell you with what authority I am telling you all this. By God's grace, I have stood first in so many of my classes throughout my career. I was the gold medalist twice in my career. God has given me the opportunity to learn yoga and practice yoga. So I'm able to concentrate better than my colleagues and friends. So that is the first attribute of winner. What is it? Concentration. Number 2, the leader or the winner has to be optimistic. Optimism. You heard the term, right? Optimism. What does it mean? Optimism. We look at the positive part of everything. We look at the positive side of everything. That is optimism. What is the opposite word to optimism? Anybody? Correct. You said? No, somebody said, I heard. Maybe I imagined. Pessimism. Pessimism is they look at negative side of everything. For example, if there is a glass, if there is half water in the glass, the optimistic person will say, oh, the glass is half full, he will say. The other person, pessimistic, negative person will say, oh my God, the glass is half empty. It's the same glass and same amount of water, but somebody says half full, somebody else says half empty. That is the difference between optimism and pessimism. Once upon a time, tree frogs, which live on the trees, they don't live in the water. They fell into a pot of milk and they're drowning. They know how to swim, so they're desperately trying to swim. But how long can they swim? They were trying to swim and they're drowning also. Then what happened? One of the frogs is so pessimistic, so negative. She said, okay, I'm done with trying. I don't think it is of any use. I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to drown and die. And yes, it drowned and died. But the second frog, it's a winner. So she said, no, let me try until my very last breath. I will not stop trying. I will keep trying. Okay, while trying, I will die. That is okay, but I will not stop trying. So that frog went on hitting the milk with the hands and limbs, all the 4 limbs. After a while, what happened? The milk. What will happen to milk if we go on churning it? Butter comes out. Venna, isn't it? That's how butter comes out. So with repeated action, slowly the milk became little thicker, and butter came and stood at the top of the milk. That gave the frog enough ground to take a step and leap out of the pot. It escaped. It lived. That is the quality of winner. Winner never loses hope in spite of failure. So be optimistic. That is 2. Now let us move on to the third quality. Winner is loved by people. People love a winner, isn't it? Do we love a loser? No, everybody is after winner only. So everybody loves the winner. Why? Winner has a special quality which attracts people to him. Now I want you to answer. Guess what could be that special quality? Speak out, because we are only a few people here. Chapandi. Leadership. That is also correct. and then positive character, that is also correct. Positive attitude, and all are right. It's also correct. What attracts? Winner attracts everybody. What inside the winner attracts everybody? Two right answers. And then, character, good character attracts people. And then, okay, let me tell you. A very, very simple thing. You won't even imagine. Winner is a good listener. Vintadu, he knows how to listen. Winner is a listener. We also listen, but not like a winner. You know, in our childhood, we are taught how to write. A, B, C, D, we are taught to write. We are also taught to read. Okay, there is a cow. We are taught to read. We are taught to write. But we are never taught to listen. Nobody teaches us anytime in our life how to listen. There are different types of listening. One variety is spacing out. Spacing out. What does it mean? I will be talking to you. You will be roaming in your own world. You may be thinking of tomorrow's job. You may be thinking of college. You may be thinking of your job. You may be thinking of your family while I'm talking to you. So you are in your own world. I am in my own world. Spacing out. So many times it happens. Not only in a lecture, even when your friends are talking to you, even when your mother is talking to you, brother is talking to you, sometimes we lose ourselves. We are spaced out. We are not in that space. That is a bad form of listening. Another bad form of listening is pretending. Pretending. What does it mean? For example, you will be looking at me nicely. You will be even nodding your head, but you are not really listening. You may say, yes, okay, sir. You will answer also. But still, 100% of your mind is not on what the speaker is talking. That is pretending kind of listening. That is also a poor form of listening. And third variety is self-centered form of listening. Self-centered listening. What does it mean? If a person is talking something, we put ourselves in that position and we will be imagining what would we have done if we are in that position. I'm talking to you something. So you will be imagining yourself in that position and you will be thinking, okay, if I am in that position, what would I do? What would I do? What would I not do? You'll be thinking like that. That is self-centered listening. That is also a bad form of listening. Another bad form of listening is judgmental listening. If somebody is talking something to you, immediately you will be judging that person in your mind. Okay, this person is telling something. This is not correct. This is right. This is wrong. This is good. This is bad. So you'll be judging every sentence that the speaker speaks to you. From now, after this class is over, when you go and meet your friends, think about this. When your friend is telling something to you, immediately a running commentary will go on in your mind. Okay, this fellow has done like this. This is not good. Okay, this fellow has done like this. This is bad. So this is judgmental listening. That is also not correct. Then what is the right form of listening? Empathetic listening. Empathy. Anybody knows what empathy means? Everybody knows sympathy, right? Sympathy. Sympathy means jolly, compassion. We are like, okay, oh, poor fellow, he's telling papam. That is sympathy. But what is empathy? Empathy means we put ourselves in that person's place with all our heart. And then we listen. Then we will not find fault with that person. Because if we are in that position, then we will know the difficulty of that person. So with that attitude, if we start listening, the other person will start to love us, like us, enjoy our friendship, enjoy our company. Naturally, you will get so much support from all the people around you. Your friends will support you. Your parents will support you. Your spouse will support you. Naturally, you will become a winner in life. Winner is not alone. He needs so much support. He or she needs so much support. You need people to support you. For that, you need to know how to listen. That is my third point. And point number 4 for the winner. A winner is flexible. Flexible. What is flexibility? Anybody practiced yoga? Huh? Just now we did something before I started my class. We tried to bend down, and how many of you are able to touch your toes without bending your knees? I don't think any. Two people. Excellent. Congratulations, both of you. So your spinal cord is flexible. Your backbone is flexible. Similarly, your mind has to be flexible. There may be several ways of doing one job. You should not think that only my way of doing this job is correct. And there will be several points of view. You should not think that you are the only person with correct point of view on the subject. So we should be flexible. Long ago, there was a redwood tree in America. Anybody heard of the redwood trees? They grow very, very tall, very, very tall. They are the tallest trees in the world. American redwood trees. They grow to the height of hundreds and hundreds of feet. So this particular redwood tree in the forest was very proud. It was proud because it was the tallest in the area. And right beneath the tree, there was a lot of lawn grass, wild grass, which was growing up to a height of 1 foot, 2 feet. So short grass was there. The tree would always boast about itself. I never bend my head to anybody. I'm so straight. I'm so strong, so rigid. So it was very proud of its height. But the grass, it would always be so humble. It will always bend, sway, move, bend. Once there was a breeze, wind, breeze. Then immediately the grass bent its head. Then the tree made fun of the grass. You poor fellows, you are bending your head even to a small breeze. Look at me, how strong I stand. I never bend my head to anybody. After a while, the breeze grew in intensity. The breeze has become wind. The wind has become hurricane. The hurricane has become a huge cyclone. The grass was always bending, but the tree was standing erect, straight. I will not bend, I will not bend, I will not bend. Suddenly the wind approached a speed of 200 kilometers per second. What happened? With a mighty crash, the redwood tree broke right at the center, fell down to the ground, dead. After the storm is over, the grass was bending all the time. After the storm, again it stood straight. Grass was not damaged, but the proud tree fell dead. A winner is never proud. A winner is never rigid. He is flexible. He is humble. He listens to people. Okay. Now, the next point, number 5 is a winner is consistent in life. Consistency. Before I proceed on to consistency, because more than half of my talk is over, I request everybody to take the trouble to stand up, please. Anybody who is listening online, I think 35 participants. Stretch your hands up, twist them, bend forward, try to touch your toes. Again, get up. Again, twist your hands, relax, and please sit down. Right. Are we alert? Again? Excellent. So now the next point is consistency. A leader is, a winner or leader, whoever is very, very consistent in life. What is the meaning of consistency? Swamiji said in the first class, I was there for the first class. So many people have talent in the world, but who sticks to the job all the time is the real winner. Swamiji said that consistency. To do the same thing again and again and again is called consistency. What we do generally, we start a work with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and vigor. But after doing it for a few days, what will happen? Okay, let me relax. Enough. We don't need to do it. And we quit. For example, how many people started for this youth forum? 150 participants online and 15 participants offline. What happened by class 7? 3 participants offline, 30 participants online. Why? People have to question themselves. At least you are there. I congratulate you. Whoever is continuing to attend the youth forum, I congratulate them, because You are being consistent. Others were not consistent, as simple as that. A winner is consistent with whatever he chooses to do. Do you know Alan Donald, cricketer? Anybody? Cricket? South African fast bowler. Alan Donald was, during his time, 1990s, he was the fastest bowler in the world. After him, Shoaib Akhtar came. So Alan Donald was the fastest bowler in the world. He used to bowl at 145, 150 speed consistently. Once, Sachin Tendulkar made a comment about him. What was that? In a one-day international match, there are 50 overs and each bowler is allowed to bowl 10 overs maximum. Alan Donald would he's the opening bowler. The first ball of the first over, he would throw at a speed of 145 kilometers per hour. And the last ball of his 10th over also, he bowls at 145 kilometers per hour. That is consistency. So all the 10 overs, he bowls with the same speed again and again and again. And he's a winner. He's a big winner, match winner. So if you choose to do something, do it again and again and again and again. Otherwise, no point. Doesn't matter if we have talent, doesn't matter if we are genius, doesn't matter anything else. Do it again and again and again. Consistent. Be consistent. The next point for a winner is command. Command. What is command? Subject in your field is command. Subject in your own area. Subject in your knowledge of your own field is command. For example, if I talk about, because I am a doctor, if I talk about diabetes, everybody will listen. Like Swamiji was telling, when I do some diabetic videos, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs people are viewing it. But if I am doing something like a travel vlog, 500 and 600 people are viewing it. It's the same person who is doing both videos on YouTube. When I'm talking about health, lakhs of people are listening. When I'm talking about traveling, 100 people are listening. Why? Is it my fault? No. I have command and my area of expertise is medicine, not traveling. Likewise, a winner has to identify his area of strength. Where do you want to shine? Your job, which is your job, which is your field. Once you decide your field, have knowledge, command over your subject. Otherwise, nobody will listen to you and you cannot be a winner. So study well, learn more skills, specialize in your subject and be the one person whom everybody seeks. If you ask for a leave, the boss should feel, oh my God, if this fellow takes leave, I cannot do my work. So he's so much dependent on you. That is the kind of expertise you should show in your respective field. Command. A winner requires command. Next thing, last but one. A winner knows how to solve problems. Problem solving. A winner knows how to solve problems. Everybody faces problems. Do you know who invented bulb? Answer? Yes, good. Thomas Alva Edison. Edison invented bulb. Do you know how many times he tried before inventing the bulb? 70 times. 70. 70 times he experimented and failed roughly. Then he could succeed with inventing the bulb, filament bulb. Likewise, see, everybody fails. Today we talk great about Edison. He's a winner in life, but we have to understand that he also faced problems several times in life before winning. You know about what happened to Abdul Kalam ji? He appeared for a big interview in Delhi. He finished his engineering, went for that interview. Only 10 people were chosen for the job. He came 11th in place. He lost the job. He was crying at the bank of Ganges, Ganga river. He was crying. Then a great monk approached him, Swami Sivananda by name. And he patted the boy, Abdul Kalam ji. He was only 22, 25 years old. So he patted him and said, Beta, don't worry about what you lost. Keep on putting your effort and destiny will be favorable to you if you are consistent with your effort. So later on, we know what happened with Abdul Kalam ji, how he became the president, the best and most loved president of India. So everybody faces problems. Don't be afraid of problems. We should not be afraid of problems, and we should know how to solve them. And now, how do we solve problems? By looking at various angles. Every problem has got not one solution, multiple solutions when we look through multiple angles. Once upon a time, a businessman, he was failing miserably in his business. He was so disheartened and depressed. He could not think of how to do his business well. One day, he was returning to his house. He got into his car. And when he shut the door, all the four doors, he was driving alone, he found that there was a housefly, Ega, a housefly hitting onto the mirror beside. The mirror was closed. The glass, the glass was closed. The housefly was trying to escape through that glass beside the person. And he felt sympathy, compassion on the housefly. So he lowered the window so that it will fly away. But as soon as the glass moved, the housefly got afraid and went to the glass behind, back seat glass. It started hitting the back seat glass. Again, he lowered that also. Immediately, it flew to the third glass. He lowered that also. It went to the fourth glass. Finally, he got annoyed and he opened all the doors. Then you know what happened? The housefly went and started hitting the front glass of the car. Tuck, 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 tuck. Only if the housefly got the idea to look sideways at a different approach, at a different angle of solving a problem, it would have escaped within 1 second. So likewise, we also will face quite a good number of problems in life. Always think of various ways of solving them. Never get disheartened because we are winners. We should tell ourselves we are winners, and we should look at multiple angles for any problem. And finally, the last point for today, a winner should have proper aim. Aim. What is aim? Aim is a point where we want to reach after a point of time. Now, I'm going to ask each one of you, 10 years after now, what do you want to become? Think and you should tell me. Listeners, online, think about yourself. 10 years after today, what do you want? Where do you see yourself? What do you want to become? How are you imagining yourself 10 years after now? Picturize, think, close your eyes and think if you want. I should be like that, like this, like that, like that. Okay? Anybody, any volunteer, you want to tell me where you want to be, how you want to be 10 years from now, 2022, 2031? Sorry? One of the best? Ah, cool, super cool. Now, that is going to be your long-term aim. Aim is of 3 types: long-term, medium-term, short-term. Long-term goal for you is becoming IAS. You said IAS, right? Good and dynamic IAS officer of the country 10 years after now. That is your long-term aim. For that, you need a medium-term goal, which is you have to clear which exam? UPSC. So if you want to be a good IAS officer after 10 years, your medium goal is after few months or so, or after few years or so, you have to clear your UPSC. That is your medium-term goal. For that, what is your short-term goal? Today, you have to study well. Today, not tomorrow, today. That is how a winner thinks. Always have a proper aim in mind, practical aim in mind. Don't simply say you want to become next Prime Minister of India. That is not possible. Have practical aim. Aiming high is good, but don't be ridiculous in your aims. I want to be multi-millionaire. I want to ride on a Rolls-Royce car. No, forget about it. Have realistic aims and aim high, realistically, practically, and divide it into long-term, medium-term, short-term targets. Achieve them. That's what a winner does. All right. Now, let me summarize the 8 points. Typically, yeah, I'm getting some answers from the chat. Let me look. I want to be a software engineer. It should be a little girl. I mean, school girl at least. Good. Charishma, doctor, singer, winner, being smart work. Excellent. So many wonderful answers from the participants. I really appreciate. I really would have loved to see you in person because I really don't like giving online lectures because I have, at least I've got 2 or 3 people listening to me. I'm so happy today. It gets so boring to talk to only mic. Okay, right then. So let me summarize the 8 wonderful qualities of a winner. Anybody wrote notes? What is point number 1? Concentration. Learn concentration through pranayama and meditation. That is the only way. Number 2, optimism. Look at the positive aspect of your life. Forget about negative. At least try to forget about negative aspect of your life. Trying is important. Third point, a winner is a good listener. To be a winner, you don't need to talk well. You only have to listen well. Look at the magic of this. Try, apply it in your life and see the magic of it. You don't have to talk and impress. Just listen and that person will be impressed. Enough. And empathetic listening, not any other simple listening. Empathetic listening. And number 4, flexibility. A winner will be flexible. He's like, he won't be thinking very rigid. He's not narrow-minded. He doesn't have tubular vision. He looks broad. He thinks broad. He involves people with him. So be flexible. Then consistency. What is consistency? Doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again till the goal is reached. That is one of the quality. Number 5, command in your field. And then problem solving skills. Look sideward also and aim high. I forgot about only one other point, which is a winner has common sense. Common sense. What is common sense? A sense which is very common. Unfortunately, that is the most uncommon sense today. Nobody has common sense these days. Maybe 1 out of 100 has common sense. What is common sense? Let me tell you a very small story. Once there was a blind man and a lame man. The lame man doesn't have 2 legs. Both legs were cut off in an accident. He was like living on arms. He was a beggar. And another blind man who was a beggar. He has a fit body, but he was blind. So these 2 happened to meet each other. Then they came out with a plan. The lame man will sit on the shoulders of the blind man. The blind man will walk him around. And the lame man can see. He will direct the blind man. Okay, brother, you go this side, you go that side. There is a person here, there is a person there. Let us go there. Let us beg, things like that. So they made a good friendship. They started going from place to place. One day, they were crossing a village. They went to the outskirts. Suddenly, the lame man who was sitting on the top, he spotted cucumbers. Cucumbers by the side of the road. There were around 100 cucumbers on the plant tree. So he said, hey, brother, hold on, just wait. There are a lot of juicy cucumbers waiting for us. Let us have our full, let us enjoy. Then let us fill our stomachs and then proceed forward. Then the blind man asked, brother, just hold on. Do you see any person, any watchman over there? No, brother, there is no watchman. It is free. Okay. Do you see any people, any other person going there to pick the fruits? No, I don't see any other fruit. Do you see any animal going and eating there? No animal is touching those cucumbers. Then the blind man said, brother, forget about eating those cucumbers. Those are bitter cucumbers. That is the only reason why there is no watchman, there is no people there, there are no animals in the vicinity. Let us proceed forward. Let us not waste time here. So what a blind man was able to deduce, the person with eyes was unable to do, because he lacked common sense. And the blind man has common sense. This is common sense. Any situation, think before you talk, before you act, before you plan, think, analyze. Common sense. All right. So I'm done with my class today. So we'll conclude the session. Before I conclude, any questions are welcome. Any questions online or offline are welcome. Wow. Somebody has typed all the qualities beautifully. Concentration, optimism, listening well. Superb. Advice on NEET exam. Somebody asked, Charishma, you wanted advice on NEET exam. All you require is concentration. For concentration, practice pranayama and meditation techniques. They have been taught throughout this youth forum. And she wants to meet me. Yeah, I'm waiting. Please come and meet me. You can find my name on the Google, my clinic on the Google. You come and learn under me. I'll be happy to teach. I was teaching MD residents all the time through my life over the last 10 years. Hey, one last point to everyone. Everybody wants to win. Agreed. But how passionate should you be about winning? First of all, should you be passionate about winning? No. No. Surprisingly, no. Because passion is pressure. Work hard, plan smart, give your best shot. Forget about the result, please. Plan well, do well, study well, do everything that needs to be done. Forget about the result, because karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadhachana ma karma phalaheturbu mate sangotsva karmani. That's what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Perform your action, do it well, do it consistently. But action, forget about fruits of action. I will decide them. So beyond our will, God's will is also there. If our will and God's will are the same, that will happen. Otherwise, sometimes it won't happen. Don't be disheartened. That's okay. Maybe Abdul Kalam didn't get that job. Otherwise, he would have been only an engineer in Delhi by now, not president of India after 20, 30 years. Who knows? So don't be madly passionate about your aims. Winning doesn't mean you will forget everything and keep on doing the job like a mad fellow. No, let us not be crazy about goals. Let us have goals. Let us work hard. Forget about result. That is important. And winning, what does winning means? I should have explained about what is winning. What is the definition of winning? Real winning is getting peace of mind. Winning means getting peace of mind. In whatever you're doing, if you do not get peace of mind by the end of the day, you have not won. Maybe you passed your exam, maybe you got your big job, maybe you got your money, maybe you got your correct life partner, but still you have not won. If you are feeling tension by the end of the day, if you are able to sleep peacefully by the end of the day, only then you are called winner. All right. I want to learn yoga. Yeah. So our Sri Ramakrishna Mission offers wonderful yoga courses. I find the expert Anil sir right in front of me. He teaches online and offline. Please do come in contact with him and learn yoga. Do learn it. Yes. Galaxy congratulated me. Nice speech, sir. Thank you. Okay, now the time is up. Thank you so much. I thank God for giving me this opportunity. I thank God for helping me to speak. And I thank God for listening through all of you. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om shanti shanti shanti. Sarvam Sri Krishna arpanamastu.
We are very thankful to our Samir Nandanji. We conclude this session with concluding prayers. Please repeat, గట్టిగా repeat చేయండి. If possible, Namaskara Mudra. Om Natvaham Kamai Rajyam Nasvargam Na Punarbhavam Khamaye dukkha taptanam pranina murti nashanam sarvastaratu durgani sarvo bhadrani pashyatu sarva sadbuddhimapnotu sarva sarvatra nandatu durjana sajjano bhuyat sajjana shanti mapnuyat shanto muccheta bandebhyo muktaschanyan vimochayet swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि प्रीयतां पुण्डरीकाक्षः सर्वयज्ञेश्वरो हरिः तस्मिन् तुष्टे जगत्तुष्टम् प्रीणिते प्रीणितं जगत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु Thank you Anil Garu or Samir Nandanji, Padma Garu, etc. Thank you. Next week we'll meet. Any question, anything you can ask in our activity group.